Mic check. Check. 1, 2, 3.
Vikings 23, Rams 20.
That
That's
hurts
the
my
call
soul.
for tonight.
That hurts my soul.
Cool. Send it.
Filter, no shame. We go all out. Jack podcast. We're gonna shout. Late nights in the studio. Feeling the Blue Jack podcast. We make the rules. We laugh, we cry. We share it all. Bringing you stories.
How's it going, boys?
Pretty good.
Let's start off with Chris coming off a solid Eagles win to start off wild card. Well, not start off, but wild card weekend. How'd you think of the game? I felt personally that Eagles felt dominating, but after the first half, they were, what was it, 10-0?
Best team in the NFC.
Best team. You're putting them up against the Lions?
Best team. You heard it here.
What's their path? What's their path to the Super Bowl?
Easy Super Bowl.
So it'd be like Rams.
You think Vikings would be an easy win if Washington
We would-
wins?
We wouldn't have to play them in the NFC Championship, and if we do, it'd be at home.
If Washington wins, you play them next round.
Pretty much, you would
But
have it at home almost.
I'm not worried about Washington.
The two best teams right now.
No, first of all, that pace needs to stop. Second of all, we were shitting on Washington, and Jalen Hurts got a concussion, and then we said, "Fuck it, we're good." All right, I'm not worried about Washington. Washington's not being-
The problem is, if
no
Washington
problem.
wins, you get the worst matchup of the round.
Minnesota's beating the Rams. I know David said Minnesota's beating the Rams. It's not an if and or but.
But that doesn't change anything. If Washington wins, you play Rams or Vikings, and Vikings. are
No,
gonna
we
win that
don't.
anyway. Yes,
The
you
Vikings
do.
are the 7th seed. The Vikings are the 7th seed. You idiot.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Packers were the 7th seed.
Let's get this guy riled up.
Pretty sure the Vikings are 5th, aren't they?
All that matters is we have home field.
You have home field until you have to go to the Lions. Then
Huh?
you have home field until you're playing the Lions in the NFC Championship game.
I mean, the Rams had home field until they went to Arizona. Phoenix Rams are going to take it. I don't care. They already changed all the field up to. I mean, it's not even a Rams game, but they're making it a Rams. They've changed all the end zones in the midfield already.
Yeah, Rams
That
are
was-
winning that game.
That was the toughest
They already
game
beat
for
them.
me to-
They already beat them once, and they were already injured.
That was the toughest game for me to pick on the slate. Was that game? But then I just went with Mike Evans is in his bag right now. I think Tampa Bay walks Washington tonight, but
Any surprises from the previous games? It seems like every team that was supposed to won pretty convincingly.
Texans, I was not expecting to just walk the Chargers.
Texans should have been the favorite in that game.
Yeah, but Herbert had the worst game of his career in the playoffs.
And Johnson just had a couple good weeks back to back, and then goes right back to just dropping every single.
Did you guys actually watch the game?
Yeah.
Yes.
They weren't true drops. Like the ball is right at him, and he's getting hit, held. I'd say he probably had.
There was
he had
one
drop.
clear as day on the sideline that it was just a clear, just.
He didn't even have the worst drop. Will Dissly had the worst drop.
Was the Will Dissly one the one that literally hit his hands?
Pick 6 the other way.
Yeah.
I'm not even. Herbert's receiving core is just the worst in the playoffs.
And then you had sports media. You had sports media blowing up Denver this week, saying they're going to beat Buffalo, which obviously they got trounced.
Cakewalk.
Buffalo.
Yep, but AFC, it's 2 really solid games next time. Chiefs, Texans, and then you have Ravens, Bills.
I think Chiefs lose.
Nah, the Chiefs will win that one. Texans don't have enough.
I don't know.
If
Chiefs
Diggs
are-
and Diggs and Dell were still available, I'd say could be.
Yeah, they are a little thin on offense, but I don't know. The Chiefs are the fakest
It don't matter.
15
It don't
and
matter.
2.
No, they're not.
They
It
go
don't
pick up
matter.
their refs.
Those close games, they win them all. And you know, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like Andy Reid
Hollywood
would
Brown,
outcoach
D-Hop.
D'Amico.
The crazy part is if they're pretty much they won most of the games this year by one score. If it like flipped, they would have like the same record as the Patriots. They'd be like a 4-11 or whatever 12 team.
Yeah, you can't play that though.
Can we
I
go
think Bills.
into
I think the Bills beat the Ravens. Texans lose. Bills beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. I think whoever wins the Bills versus Ravens matchup goes to the Super Bowl.
That's probably the best matchup in the divisional round on both sides.
Well,
Bills versus
yeah, I'm
Ravens.
calling for me. I'm thinking Ravens, Lions Super Bowl.
Ravens Lions. You think the Ravens are beating the Bills and then beating whoever?
It's a confident, yeah.
That's a very confident answer.
I think Lamar is playing out of his mind.
The only thing that would hurt him would be if Zay Flowers cannot come back. But
Even with Zay Flowers, they don't have a stop for Buffalo on defense. They're not stopping Josh Allen. Derrick Henry, cool, but it's not going to be what they did to Pittsburgh last night, where they just ran it 30, 40 times. They're not going to be able to do that against Buffalo. They're going to have to throw the ball. And you've seen Lamar run around. Lamar's nasty, don't get me wrong, but I think it's gonna be a one possession game. It could go either way, but I don't think it's a slam dunk that the Ravens win.
Any wild predictions, call outs for the rest of the playoffs? Like I said, I don't think the Chiefs are winning next week.
I think the Rams could make the Super Bowl if they go on a good run.
I mean,
You have Matt Stafford, and you have a coach that knows what he's doing.
it's so
You
hit
have
or
Matt
miss though
Stafford.
every week though, man. It's so
Their
hit or
defense
miss.
is butter. No, their defense is butter, but offensively, if they can figure it out with Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp, he's had a rough month. Puka's gonna get double teamed. They're gonna forget that Kupp knows how to play football. It just starts with an upset. Minnesota's not gonna be
you're
easy.
just hoping. If you're the Rams, you're hoping Darnold is Darnold again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically.
I can see
mean,
Detroit losing next week.
If he resembles a quarter, maybe half of what he was during the regular season, I think the Rams get blown out.
I'm not worried about the Vikings offensively. If Brian Flores' defense can get to Matt Stafford, it's going to be an ugly game. It's just going to be ugly. But I think Higbee coming back for the Rams is a relief for Stafford. So we'll see. We'll see. I got my bet in tonight. No sweat. So if I lose, I'll probably
it
just
could
put
go
that.
either way. I mean, if the Rams get behind early, that's like 9 out of 10 times how they lose is they get behind early.
Not financial advice, but Chris bringing it up. Any locks? Any locks of the playoffs? Either
I'll tell you
like
what wasn't a
Super Bowl winner-
lock. Each team to get a rushing touchdown for plus
Yeah,
15,000 was not a lock.
Yeah, I saw that all over social media. Yeah. I took it anyway, but
You gotta have
knew
to.
it was dead right from the beginning.
How many teams didn't get? Well,
The
Denver
Chargers
didn't get a
one.
rushing touchdown.
I
And
didn't get one. Nope.
I think the
They
Chargers and Denver.
But even today, Philly didn't get one, even though Barkley could have housed it, but he said, "Nah, I'm good."
So pretty much
Barkley-
half the team so far didn't get one. Tony,
No, but the favorites have been covering besides the Chargers. I still don't think the Chargers should have been favored in that game. They looked at the Texans saying they've been underperforming, but the Texans locked up the division like 3 weeks ago. They had nothing to play for. They knew they weren't going anywhere. And then CJ Stroud came out and said, "Hold my dick," even though it was ugly. It was ugly. I bet Houston to win. It was ugly, but belt to ass.
Any locks, Tony?
Yeah,
I think the
Ravens
NFC is wide open.
Ravens. So
Ravens conference for the AFC win.
I don't even think that's like a far stretch though. Like,
I don't think the winner of the Chiefs or the Texans is gonna be the Bills or the Ravens. So whoever
I
comes out of
truly
that
think
matchup.
the winner of the Buffalo. I really think the winner of the Buffalo Ravens game goes to the Super Bowl. And if I'll tell you what, if the Lions can't get healthy, if you asked me a month ago, I thought the Lions were going to cakewalk everybody. It wasn't even going to be close. But they got the dude with the long hair back last week. I forget his name. He balled out.
Adrian
Came back from a
Peterson.
no. He's still out. But you can
You're talking about the
score.
dude on defense,
You
right?
can score Detroit. The problem is Detroit's just going to whop you for 40. So you better be able to score 40.
And they're getting Montgomery back.
And you got to go to Detroit in a dome where Goff splits at home in a dome are just ridiculous. Dude's nasty in a dome. So we'll see. I think, the Eagles play gross, but they could beat Detroit. I think Minnesota can beat Detroit. I think anybody can beat Detroit probably besides Washington. I even think Tampa Bay could on a hot Baker night. But you're playing inside. There's going to be no cold weather to.
Baker
You're playing
25 or 30% of the season through 4+ touchdowns. So he has a 25% chance of.
Yeah, but they
Just-
also almost lost to the Saints last week when they had to win.
Yeah.
So
Staying in sports, switching gears a little.
oh my God,
do
what a
we-
catch.
How do we? I know you guys are more, Tony and Chris, more NBA watches than I am. How do we fix NBA ratings? How do you go? If you're the commissioner, how do you go?
It is simple. It is extremely simple. Make it accessible. That's all it is. You make it accessible because right now, I know Chris feels the pain. Hey, I want to watch today's game. You need to find out if you have Max or is it NBA TV? Is it ESPN? Is it
Doesn't-
what? ABC?
Doesn't MLB
And
though? Doesn't MLB have the same issue if you don't like your home team?
I don't
But they
think,
don't have the same
be honest.
ratings issues that NBA has.
I'll be honest, I don't think you'll ever fix it. We're an NFL country. Here's who's watching basketball: kids that play basketball. Once you outpeak basketball, unless you're like some diehard that needs to watch every game that I was telling Tony the other day, I used to sit down Thursday night and watch the doubleheaders. Before even betting was a thing. I would just watch it. I could tell you the 12th guy on the bench. I could tell you who's on the G League team. Now, I might watch a playoff game, but we're a football March Madness country. Like you're not.
I feel like I'm in the
Well,
same boat with.
so
You can't.
I just
I don't think
I just looked it up real quick. One of the last most accessible NBA games was Christmas. Why was that? They partnered up with Netflix, right? Almost everyone you know has Netflix. They had the highest. They have 5.2 million viewers, which is the most watched Christmas game they've had in 5 years. Why? Because everyone knew where it was.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that during the week, though.
But you'll get better numbers than what they're doing now. How many people just like you and me will try to find a game, can't find it, and then you're resorting to what is it, Stream East?
That's like shut
I
down
think-
now or something like that.
I think
Yeah,
we're. I
LeBron
think we're
was
a level-
using it.
No, but
That's
I think we're a
wild.
level. No, but I think we're a level above that. I don't even care to watch it. It's not even an accessible issue for me. I could care less about a regular season NBA game. And I think a lot of people, like I said, when I was coaching basketball, kids would watch it just because like they want to emulate like Curry or Harden. Once you like stop caring about basketball, I'm not saying I don't care about it, like I'll go play, but I'm more worried on Tuesday night about the Thursday night football game, and I think that's just the world we live
Is
in.
it too
because-
also? Is it also too where NFL every game pretty much matters, and when you look at MLB, NHL, NBA, where the games for most part the games don't matter as much.
Well, yeah, like here's the thing: if you're
Yeah, that's-
most people are true to their like state, right? So Celtics fans, Boston, blah 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 blah. I get Tony's point as being a Lakers fan. Like, all right, I'd have to buy like NBA League Pass. But like, if you're a Celtics fan, you can watch every game. You know what channel it's on. So I don't think the issue is accessibility. Which yes, I agree. If they can't do NBA Red Zone because NFL Red Zone's a once a week thing. They don't do it every day. You wouldn't be paying $10 a month. You'd be paying $200 a year. You know what I mean? Which brings you back to League Pass. If you're a true NBA fan, you can pay for League Pass. Is my point. NBA, nobody cares.
Why would you, as a commissioner, not want to, instead of doing NBA League Pass, you can still offer it. Why wouldn't you offer per team? Here's what it costs to watch your team all year long, instead of having access to everything. I don't give a crap about watching the Hornets versus the Suns tonight. I don't want to watch that. But if you're telling me I can watch my Lakers at any time, anywhere, I'm going to.
It's the same token on NHL. I'm just using NHL, for example. I'll probably watch 2 to 4 games a year, but playoffs come, I watch almost every single playoff game. And NBA is the same thing. I might watch a game with Chris here and there, maybe at home if there's nothing else to watch, but then I'm watching most of the playoffs. But in the same token, T-Mobile gives MLB, whatever it is, for free every year. I never use it because I could care less about watching all the teams whenever. I never use it. They give it for free every single year, just being a T-Mobile customer. I don't do it.
Specifically with NBA, though, I think something needs to be done with the refs. Too many games. The refs are the focal point. Just the other day, Anthony Edwards received a technical foul on the bench because there was a nice alley-oop that was done by Rudy Gobert, and he flexed. All Ant did was just flex on the bench, and he received the tech. Why is that happening? Like, it reminds me of like when we had, what was it, Tim Duncan getting teched on the bench. I don't understand.
Yeah, but I think that's a ref issue amongst most sports. Like, it might have been yesterday. I think it was the Chargers game. He signaled first down like this. The defender
anything that resembles a gun.
Yeah, but like the defender was on the ground, got up, and they called it taunting, and he was just like, he didn't do like the gun though. It was just like first down, and they threw the flag, and it's
you gotta allow players to have some sort of emotion. DeAndre Hunter from the Hawks just dunked all over Victor Wembanyama, right? If you're dunking on him, who is the premier shot blocker in the league, let them express themselves. The guy dunked on him and gave him a little bit of a stare down, and they both got up and they both got double text. I'm just let them go a little bit. Let them express.
I forgot what team it was, but I saw a tech last week of someone hanging on the rim for like an extra second, and it's like, are we really calling a tech for someone instead of being on the rim for 1 second? They were on for 2 seconds.
It happens all the time. Tatum has got him. Yeah, Tatum has gone to tech for clapping, like just ball, like bad call. He just claps.
I mean, I think if you when you look online too, I think they're attributing a lot of the main problems to not only the refs but team shooting 53 pointers every single game. Do you think that's a watchability issue? Just watching threes chucked up?
No, I think nobody cares about that.
That's just what it is now. Honestly, if you really wanted to be wild and do something different, how many people watched? I know Chris watched it. I watched it. The Olympics with the FIBA rules. Change it a little bit. Like taking balls off the rim would change the game completely.
I think, from my point of view, it don't matter what they do. I think I just outgrew it. To be quite honest with you, like they could say there's a 4-point shot, 5-point shot. They could get rid of the 3-point line. They could put 6-on-6, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, and I won't. I rather watch college football. I rather watch anything else. Like I said, it's tonight, and I'm already looking forward to Saturday's wild card. And then when that's done, I'm looking forward to March Madness. And then when that's done, I'm ready for fucking college football. Like, I'm more excited about the NBA draft than the NBA playoffs.
But let me ask.
Do we think sports betting has anything to do with what has happened to the game? How many games do you now see clips of players talking to each other? I needed that board for my double-double. Like, do we think that has done anything?
I think it comes. I don't think sports betting is the reason. I think a lot of it, because there's still half the states that don't have sports betting, and pretty much the globe, unless you're doing like behind the scenes type stuff. But I think what Chris is alluding to, a lot of it is he talks about March Madness and college football, which football games are more meaningful. Is the NBA 50 games out of the 80 don't matter if you're a good team.
I mean, you would think betting more people would watch just because they want to see if their guy gets 4 rebounds. Even when I used to bet basketball every night, I didn't watch it. I would look at my phone like Gamecast, like, oh, how's he doing? But I don't know. Me personally, as much as I love basketball, I just outgrew
I think
it.
the games, I think it attributes to a lot of the games are less meaningful, especially with players now. They want to rest a bunch of games compared to back in the 80s when basketball was more physical.
Like honestly, same thing, right? If you're gonna go to a basketball game, well, how much is it to go to a Celtics game, right? For 2 people, you're looking at what, 200 easy, and that's probably just for tickets.
Yeah, you're gonna pay $50 to park at the Garden or around there.
Then even if you gotta take the tee in, you're still paying for that. Then your drinks and your food, and for what? So you're gonna get there, you're gonna watch a half of your players you want to watch because it's a blowout, because that's what every single game is.
I mean, MLB also has that problem now too with the pitch clock, games being 2 hours. They're having issues with people not going to the stadium because it takes more time to go there.
Well, I
and
think we can just wrap it up. We're an NFL country.
I agree. But I also think the NFL games are just more meaningful in general because there's only now 17 of them compared to 80, whatever, 86, 82 NBA games.
Yeah.
We're like, the Celtics, you know the Cavs, like the hot teams. They're gonna make the playoffs regardless. So it's like, is it even worth watching the beginning and mid of the season?
Even the play-in tournament. What is the point of the play-in tournament?
I felt like
you
that.
So you can watch players earn a bunch of money. How about you put put a draft pick or playoff seeding, something tangible that comes out of it. Well, yeah, pay the players as well because they want to. That way they can compete. But for a fan, you're literally just watching it to see which players make an extra $500K.
Yeah, okay.
Sticking to sports, and I know this has been a big topic this week. The Fox Sports scandal.
I'm honestly way out on this. Like, I don't really know what's happening. All I know, it's about Joy Taylor. Is that this? I think her name.
Well, it's not the lawsuit filed was not about Joy Taylor, but she was in it. I believe it was the hairdresser at Fox Sports that was getting harassed by Skip Bayless and other executives. But she called out how Joy Taylor worked her way up the ranks with those executives and such.
I gotta look this up. I don't even know what this is.
But can you really blame her though? Can you blame her?
Well, there's 2 sides of the coin. You have, men online saying I would do the same thing, but then you have females online saying she set us back 10, 20 years in the industry because of the actions that she did.
She's making $148,000 a year now. Like, I get it, but still, she's doing okay.
So what was the main thing?
I'm not trying to get sued for slander, so no comment.
Comment. I don't know. I think but you have all these people involved in this lawsuit who are still on these shows and like tweeting and everything. And no one has brought up that they've been in this lawsuit at all. So it makes things weird that they're not.
No, it says that she got offered $1.5 million to sleep with him. I feel like that's like a little strange.
That was the hairdresser.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an automatic yes.
I'm not gonna. For me, it would be. It would be.
I think
it should be a privilege almost.
1.5 million. I mean, how much is the hairdresser making? Was that what you said, Tony? The 100 and.
No, that was Joy Taylor.
Oh yeah, so
no
the
way.
hairdresser's probably.
She definitely makes more money than that.
That's what just.
That's kind of crazy. I feel like she'd be in. At least.
I feel like she'd be at least like 500,000 million.
She's a main focal point on the show.
No, she's not.
No,
mean,
not
I'm
at
not-
all.
Maybe her rack.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You ever see the clip of
multi-
Colin Cowherd? Have you ever seen the clip of Colin Cowherd? Look it up. He says like
Oh
something.
yeah, instead of like, he went to say a T word like touchdowns or something, but he said titties.
He said titties.
Yeah, it's
He said, "Joy, how about them titties?" Or something. It was crazy. Couldn't be me.
Could be.
let's
But it's
switch a
funny
little.
because I hold on. I actually think I think the scandal being about Fox Sports 1 makes it even funnier because no one really cares because it's Fox Sports 1. Because if it was
I
ESPN,
never really watched it.
like if it was ESPN, like what was happening with like Chris would know, Aaron Andrews one that she was like
Then you
being
had
stalked
her.
or whatnot.
And then you had the other one, the African woman. That's that.
Andrews, right?
No, she was there for years. Curly hair.
That's gonna bug you. I know it's gonna bug you that you don't know the name.
Yeah, I'll come back to it.
There's been a lot of scandals over the last 5-10 years.
Social
Nothing
media. You
beats
can't,
Brett Favre's
you can't
though.
hide shit. You can't hide shit.
Brett
anymore.
Favre was the best one.
What, Robin the
The welfare one?
the school district? Yeah,
Yep.
for his daughter's school.
Crazy, bro.
Crazy.
I mean,
Dude has
Shit,
millions of
like-
dollars and has to do that kind of
Zero
stuff.
jail time.
All about who you know.
Brett. He's a gunslinger.
Switching gears a little bit. What do we think about not just the gaming industry as a whole, but how Call of Duty's handling the whole cheetah situation in
you mean
Warzone?
not
So-
handling.
Right, exactly, not handling.
So if you were Activision and you're getting boatloads of money every day, every month, every year, they have no reason to step
Yeah,
up
but you go
to
you
fix
go
it.
you go on Twitch now. There's probably one, like the people that I follow and the recommended, half of them used to say Warzone. Now they're saying Marvel Rivals and stuff. They don't want to play Warzone anymore. So do you start seeing a downstream
I
effect
think
from
people
that?
I think people don't play it because they want to say they don't play it.
You think because of the
No, I think
just the social media clout from it?
No, it's not even
Mhm.
that. I think people like you look at Tim. I mean, Ninja was never a COD player anyway, but you know,
Nate
people like
though was.
Tim
Yeah,
and
but how are you a Call of Duty partner and not playing Call of Duty?
because it sucks.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we know
Chris,
know
how
that.
many games have we been in where it's been very suspect over the past
Yeah,
couple
but
years?
to me, as like somebody that doesn't play professionally, I don't care. It's frustrating, but like cool.
It does suck.
I know
though,
that.
when you're playing a Warzone match and you put in 25 minutes into the match or 20 minutes and then you die by someone wall hacking.
Bro, if you have to cheat to win, good for you. That's how I look at it.
But on the same token, I guess they're not banning them either. So it's like they're always there.
Again, I know that going into it. I get it. It sucks. It sucks. But like, I played PUBG with Tony the other night. Game was fun, but it's still trash. Fortnite's fun, but it's trash. They're all fucking.
And each game has its issues, and I know Ninja even has. I mean, it's all over social media about Fortnite with the new 5-on-5 mode that they have with their ping and how they're having issues, and they're all having issues. But at least Epic is trying to fix that. You don't see anything for Activision for Call of Duty
No,
trying
you
to fix
do.
anything at all.
You do. It's new skins in the shop. That's what you see from them. You don't see any
'Cause I
actual
think
fixes.
also like Fortnite having a fundamental problem with their game is different than people hacking in Fortnite.
But like hacking in Call of Duty, it's been happening for years now.
Yeah, I mean it's
It's
been happening
still-
since games been games. It's
But
always
also
been an
this
issue.
past like say 3 months have been horrible.
Right. I think why people make it a big deal is because they like advertise anti-cheat, and it's like, okay, like if they just let it be, people would be like, oh well. But the fact that you're promoting that you have anti-cheat And then I saw a clip of some dude that works for Activision say, "We only care about Verdansk. We know there's issues, but we're trying to make it perfect for Verdansk." Like they don't give a fuck. And like me personally, I'm just gonna play it. Like I'm already been like after this, I'm gonna go play it. Like cool. I know like I average a kill a game if that. I'm not really worried about some dude hacking. Like I should be the one hacking. Like at the end of the day.
I think a lot of it has to do with like because you guys know I play WoW a lot, and WoW used to be really proactive with how they handle like real money trading for like people buying gold and just cheating in general. But now the system and where Blizzard is they fired that whole team that handles that, and now it's automated so that you could report anyone could get reported at any point in time and they'll get banned as long as they reach the thresholds of report. So you can get a guild, and let's say this guild controls a certain market of like the auction house, which is like where people can go and buy shit. So if you start messing with their income, I guess if you want to say it,
It's
they'll
like a
just
mafia.
literally that's what it is. So like they'll just mass report you and you'll get banned. Now will you get, can you like overturn it? Yeah, but that all takes time because there's only like one dude in fucking South Africa that's hired to handle that. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of it has to do is like they just don't want to pay someone to do it when they don't have to because they know
I get
people
the
are just
people like
people are gonna play it, and they know people. It's Call of Duty. People are gonna play it. It's
and I get people that like truly are gamers. Like I don't consider myself a gamer. I consider myself somebody that picks up the controller once in a while. If you did it as a 9 to 5 and you were a streamer, I get why that would be frustrating. But for the average person, it also does suck when you work all day and you want to go play with your friends. And
I guess that's the problem though on both sides. As an average player, like you want to get on and be able to feel like you're not getting cheated every game.
yeah, but I'm so bad. The dude could be standing still, and I'd probably still lose the 1-on-1. So like,
You give yourself not a lot of credit. You
no,
definitely get
no,
more than
no.
one.
Nah,
shot.
I think he's giving himself the right amount of credit, honestly. But
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Once in a while, I'll throw a 3-kill
But
game at you, but
my biggest issue, it's just one of those like, hey, I unloaded this entire clip into this one guy. I didn't kill him at all, and then I know the kill cams is just it's not real because it's all made up, obviously, because we all know that. When it comes to even my biggest thing is the sounds. Someone will fly in, land above me, kill me, and I'm like, I heard nothing. Like that's one of my biggest things that has never been an issue in most Call of Duties is now an issue.
no, we used to complain. The problem is we used to complain it was too loud, so then they took it all away. We used to be like, "Hey, Thunder Boots."
People used to go, yeah, back in Verdansk, you could hear people from a mile away, and then people were like, well, this is too much like that orbital
Yeah,
surround.
but here's the reason why we keep going back. It's just like look at it from like a graphic standpoint. PUBG is like 8-bit. You know what I mean?
PUBG, you can't
Like,
even pay me to play PUBG.
no, but like
I've
it's
had more
fun.
fun on PUBG lately than I've had on Warzone.
Because it's fucking boss.
Because all the hackers are at Warzone.
Yeah, so I don't have to deal with them.
I'm saying like to me they're all the same. You just gotta pick your con. You gotta pick your con with each one.
And we could go around any big games you're looking forward in 2025, maybe beginning of 2026.
If you can even name a couple games coming out, because everyone's holding off on GTA to be announced, so they don't release it around that same time.
That new Mafia is coming out. You know me, I like my Mafia games. The new Mafia is coming out.
Like Mafia, whatever, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, but Civ 7 drops in like a month.
You got Civ 7, possibly GTA.
I don't even want to hear GTA until I see it.
Possibly, I think it's early next year. The new Fable.
GTA is gonna be such a letdown.
It's just
I've said that.
It's overhyped.
No, you know the problem is. No, hear me out. The game's gonna be great, but for some reason we're just gonna expect something we've never seen before, and that's the problem. Is the game's gonna be good? It's probably gonna have a dope story. It's gonna be fun to play. I'm not talking online. You want to talk about hackers? That's a whole other conversation. But we're gonna expect this game to be at some crazy level that like a PS5 is not gonna be able to handle, right? Or like even a computer. Like, what are they possibly like? How far can you test your?
Grand
you
Theft
know what I
Auto
mean?
is Grand Theft Auto in its DNA. Like we know what the game is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait.
for me, I've never like I know why people love them. The Assassin's Creeds. This Shadows, the upcoming one, keeps getting delayed and delayed, but everything that I've seen is they keep delaying it because it's. What do you guys think? It's their last chance before they have to sell because they haven't had a hit in forever, and everything
Domino's
they've showed
tweeted
off. I saw that.
Domino said, "If you want to help delivering something, let us know."
You off the what I think truly hurt those games is these Warzone type of games. Like when those games were popping, you didn't have these.
Battle Royale.
I know you had like Halo and you had shit like that, but now the average person, like when we were 13, we were playing Assassin's Creed, right? These kids now that are 13 are playing Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like they're not saying, "Hey, I want to go play the new Assassin's Creed game." They're saying, "I want to go play Fortnite." You know, like I want to go play Squid Games in Fortnite. That's like the Fable series. Nobody's picking up Fable. And not Fable, Far Cry. Far Cry.
I just feel like these games that just come out and they're just repetitions of the same thing over and over and over. Like look at like Far Cry. I played like 3 of them, and then after the third one, it's just like you're doing the same fucking thing over and over
Just
again.
honestly, just look at that DC game. What, the Kill the Suicide Squad? That game came out less than what, 2 months? It's down to $5, and PlayStation just gave it away for free, and they've already ended service on it, which is crazy. Because when did Kill the Suicide Squad come out?
I don't know.
Last year, at some point, I forgot when. But that's also, what is it, X Defiant for Sony getting shut down?
Yeah, that died hard. That died
Yeah.
really hard.
No, but it's like when we were kids, we didn't have free to play games. You didn't have them. Your free to play game was Solitaire on your fucking computer.
There was
Like,
no
that was
Game
your-
Pass that you could pay whatever $15 a month and get 100 games all the time to play.
Like even if you bought Far Cry 3 and you hated it, you still played it because all right, what are you gonna put back in Madden 07? Like
And then I got another Ubisoft huge letdown that Chris and I were all looking forward to, with Skull and Bones.
yeah, you couldn't even fucking
Oh,
Couldn't
you
even
couldn't
get
even-
off
that
the
was
boat.
that was just doomed from the beginning because they were forced to release that game with the partnership that they had from India,
Singapore.
Australia.
Singapore.
They were 100%, I think, no tax in Singapore, but they had to hire a percentage of their staff as Singaporeans, and then they had to release a game.
Terrible.
Everybody just wants that old
I
school, from
downloaded
like
the-
whatever Xbox 360, like the Pirates of the Caribbean one, where you could get around, do all the islands,
They
go on
just
your
wanna-
boat.
They want, dude. One of the best Assassin's Creed was Black Flag.
And it
That's all
wasn't
people
even
want.
realistic.
Give us a
you're
newer.
better off playing that game. But here's the thing: Fable's gonna come out, and we're gonna be so excited because we're gonna want the nostalgia from fucking Xbox 360 and watch the game be just as. You know what I mean?
It'll just
Like-
be microtransactions up to your ass.
But
Who's
again,
making-
like Chris
who's
said,
making it?
everybody now is in that mindset of those battle royale, in and out 20-minute games. It's almost like, in a sense, mobile games. You're
It's
in and out.
honestly, I think it's single player games just don't hold people's attention long enough.
Let's see what Harry Potter caught us for a while.
The last 2 or 3 games was I beat the new Dragon Age, but then before that was, I think, which was like
Well,
another year ago, was Harry Potter.
But I'm saying Harry Potter was like another nostalgic game for us, though. Like even though it wasn't called Harry Potter, it was still fucking Harry Potter.
Well, it was Hogwarts, so it was still in the same universe. It just wasn't with Harry. But they also ruined that game too without having Quidditch and
Yeah, then they
why-
tried the DLC.
yeah.
How do
Which
you have a
was,
Harry Potter game that doesn't have Quidditch in it? It's kind of crazy.
Well, they pretty much said someone got hurt on the in the beginning. They
but
were like,
like,
someone got hurt,
It's a video game.
so we're
it's
not gonna have Quidditch. Yeah.
Yeah, that is like that's just such a cop out.
But when Homie decides he really wants a Game of Thrones game, that could be something. But they probably ruin
Well,
that too. so that's
on
not a
that
game.
note,
That's
they're
not
coming-
going to be.
It's a
not
mobile
gonna be-
game, another mobile game. No, I'm saying they're coming out with another mobile Game of Thrones game.
And it looks decent because for a mobile game,
But mobile games just don't hold people's attentions long enough. most people play them 2 to 3 weeks and then uninstall. Because again, most mobile games are free, so they download it, play it for a little bit.
Washington scored a touchdown, but there's a flag. You don't have to stop. I'm just.
Terry can't do anything during the regular season, but during the playoffs, he just pops off. But
Is Jaden Daniels? I know we're going back to sports. Is he going to be that guy? I think
Could be.
he's one of the good up and
Like,
comers.
he's like a 24-year-old rookie. He's played plenty of football. Why do you think him and Bo Nix has been good? They're like 25.
Yeah, because they're not coming out of the league at 19 and 20.
I mean, when was the last time the Commanders were
Like
this good?
Jaden will be good. The problem is that franchise, that owner.
Are they
They
trying to
will
change the
blow
name
it.
again?
I don't know. What do you-
Yeah, touchdown
why?
stands, ref on the
Because-
passer.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, which I know Chris hasn't, but I was really hoping this trend died, but apparently it's coming back, especially on Netflix. I watched Squid Games too, the new season. But it's really, they filmed a whole season and they cut it in half, and now they have season 2 and then season 3, but it's one season they filmed, which reminded me of, say, early to mid 2000s when like you had Twilight, you had part 1 and part 2, Harry Potter, you had the last one, part 1 and part 2. So it was the one book. but
Didn't they
into
do? Was it Hunger Games that they also
Hunger
did
Games,
that?
the same thing. I remember all that whole time, those like 10 years from like 2000 to 2010, where all the movies coming out that were book series always got split. The last movie between part 1 and part 2. Squid Games just did that. And it's like,
So I'm almost done with season 2 of Squid Games, and I already know that season 3 comes out in the summer because they've already leaked it.
they
Which,
leaked it,
like,
yeah.
well, yeah, instead of releasing 7 episodes or whatever it is for season 2, what's wrong with it?
Pretty
What,
much they filmed
14,
like
15?
they filmed so much, it was like 15 episodes worth. So instead of just doing a 15 episode season, they were like, we're just gonna cut it in half and do like a 7 and a 7, whatever, 7 and an 8. And it's like that trend needed to die back in 2010 when they just took the last book and cut it in half. But
That's not even their worst example. Let me ask the group: when did Stranger Things first come out?
Never watched it.
2018,
17?
right?
Yeah, something like
2016,
Yeah.
and the final season's about to air.
But
It's 2025.
Yeah, but isn't like didn't they have a lot of issues with the writer strike and COVID though?
No, it's just took forever to come up with the story. And like how many of those actors all went to go do different movies? You have each kid. One kid did Ghostbusters. The girl did King Kong or Godzilla. I forget what it was. You have the David Harbour went to go do Marvel movies and a couple others. Like clearly Netflix didn't have the priority at all. Like you watch the show and they're all kids. They're supposed to be kids still, and they're grown ass adults.
Well, that's what happens when you have a popular TV show, and then they want to cast these actors for other movies. Chris doesn't have to worry about that. His documentaries don't usually get part 2s.
Nope.
Chris, what's your take on those type of like Squid Game, Korean? Chris told me he can't because of their mouth.
I can already tell you, he's got to be one of those guys that doesn't like if the mouths don't match.
Yeah, Chris is like, I'm not reading the subtitles.
It's 2025. It's 2025. Fucking, if you can't figure it out by now, we can do fucking fake Kanye West, but we can't fix that. Like, come on.
Well,
dude.
now they are
why
using
wouldn't you-
Netflix is using a new AI for mouths and stuff like that now.
Chris, so why wouldn't you watch it without the dub, just Korean with English subtitles?
So you want me to read now?
You're reading the subtitles either way. We both know this if you haven't.
It's crazy. As I got older, those subtitles just stood on.
I used to hate that shit, bro. I used to hate that shit. Now you be catching me. I just had to shut off subtitles on Peacock because I was watching a show. I won't use it for sports. But no, you know what it is too? Late at night, I be getting into REM and I'm like trying to read.
Chris loves that word, REM. He loves
I know, I use it once a week.
I got into REM.
You know REM hits different.
How do we?
I wouldn't know anything about that with my sleep apnea. You know what I mean? I just
with
choked to death all night.
we'll never get a Netflix partnership. We're still shitting on them. What do you think about now the live shows? Like, what is it, Raw? WWE now is on Netflix every
Hey,
Monday.
I watched it. I haven't watched
think
a
it's
show
cool.
in forever, and I watched the first one on Netflix.
I think it's cool.
Well, at least they fixed their issue. Besides, what did they had the boxing match on there?
Oh my
that
god,
you
that
couldn't
Jake
watch?
Paul was a nightmare, bro. You
could-
couldn't watch it.
But like, my problem, international viewers, so Netflix, Raw, international viewers do not get ads. The US get ads. I have the 4K, multiple screens, no ads, and I'm still getting ads. And it was crazy. Like,
Can you VPN into a different country? And
I could if I really wanted to, but like, you're watching, I haven't watched it in years, right? And I'm watching Raw on Netflix. Match, it's just started, a couple things happen, and it goes to commercial in the middle of the match. I'm just like,
Yeah.
and you know why
this
they're
is
doing
not
this?
normal. It's not even like a picture in picture. You can't follow along. It's just straight commercial.
You know why they're doing this too? Which I went down kind of, I don't know if it's a rabbit hole, but the NFL, their contract for TV ends in 2029, and people are theorizing that you're only going to be able to watch like all these games on like Netflix, Amazon, all these
You-
streaming services, not on like.
I wish they
really
would just
TV.
like pick one though, because like bouncing between Amazon and then Peacock and
Well,
then all these other ones, it's
Fubu,
just yeah,
Well, it's
and
because
just
they
another one.
bid for it. They bid for it.
Well,
so
just
Yeah,
pick
it's
one.
whoever
Is
gives
all
them
I'm
the
saying.
most money. It's
Fubu-
whoever gives them the most money.
So Fubu actually just partnered up with Disney. Disney slash Hulu Live TV and Fubu are becoming one into a new platform because of all the sports. But my big thing, especially Jeff, especially after Raw, I fully expect Netflix to get something of UFC because now it's the same company. Like Dana
Oh yeah,
White Contender
yeah,
Series
that-
or a one pay-per-view, something. They'll work
it's
something
crazy
out.
when you think about Netflix was supposed to be like the destroyer of like going to Blockbuster and stuff, and they were trying to like have you cut cable, and now they're going to be half their business model. I'm telling you, within the next 4 or 5 years, their long-term business model is going to be a bunch of live programming.
Disney just started doing that on their platform. You put it on. It's like, hey, this is brand new to us. It's live TV, and you're just like, this is.
So, what are you watching? The
Going
Disney
backwards.
Channel live on Disney Plus?
Yeah, they have like individual channels of different shows. It's stupid.
I said years ago, like maybe this is probably 2008 to 2010 or whatever. Netflix was the only really streaming service, and I said you're gonna have all of them. Once shareholders see that it's profitable to have a streaming service, everybody's gonna have one. So when cord cutting first started happening, it made sense because like everything
Not
was
anymore.
on Netflix. Not anymore. It's more expensive now. If you want every service, it's more expensive than just having cable. and internet.
Everyone, every single. If you have a TV show or you produce a movie, you have your own platform now. Like Discovery. Like, I would never sign up for just Discovery. Like, everything has its own individual, which is completely pointless.
We're just reverting back to what it originally was.
There's actually people that was cord cutting for the past 5, 6, 7 years, and now they're back to just whatever their TV provider is and internet. And then a lot of times you get like, you'll get like HBO with it or Netflix and stuff already bundled in with it. And I called my cable went up like $15, and I called Xfinity, and I actually have a really good package that includes all the premium channels, and they pay for my Netflix. And he told me the only way, like I was on the phone with this dude for an hour. He actually was a pretty good person. The only way I could save money is if I were to cancel my T-Mobile plan and bundle with their Xfinity service to get extra discounts, because there was no way. So my plan, there was no way to bundle it anymore through Xfinity that would make it cheaper than what it is now. But if I did go cheaper, then I would have to buy all the streaming services that aren't included. Like I have them all, HBO, Showtime.
And then and you're right back to where you were. It's
the same price. I'm just paying it in 7 different ways instead of just Xfinity.
Yeah.
Chris, how's your experience now with cord cutting?
90% of the time, I could give 2 fucks, but then there's sometimes, like just now, I
Is it-
wanted to watch the Eagles. and I had to log into like Fox on my laptop incognito mode.
Is it
Just
mostly
so I
just
get the
like a
3
live
hours.
sports, like a live sports type issue with you for the most part?
Yeah, because like during college football, like I'm the type that will watch like a random Big Ten game at 10 o'clock at night.
And you
Two
can't do
bum
that
teams
anymore.
nobody cares about. Yeah. Like the biggest thing is like when I bet sports, I like to watch them. So when I'm doing like an 8-leg college football parlay and I want to watch like go back and forth, I can't. But it won't be long. I'll get it. I'll go back to cable soon. But I had to cut it for a couple months.
We've had a lot of, which is kind of crazy that we restarted this podcast back up after taking a hiatus. But in this 1 week that, well, probably the past 2 weeks that we were trying to get ideas together and stuff to restart this back up, we've had congestion pricing in New York, wildfires in California, Canada's PM resigns, and Trump wants to buy Greenland.
It's been a crazy first week of the year, man. Let me tell you. Well, now we're in the second week, but still.
And I've seen videos of New York where people not even going past like south of 60th Street with the congestion price. And so is their plan to get $9 from people just going to totally backfire because everybody in New York are just stubborn
I feel
and
like
say,
their
I'm
plan
not going to.
is just going to congest other areas of New York instead.
Yeah, because you're going to have people not go into that area anymore because they don't want to pay the money. And it's $9 for cars. It's something like an 18-wheeler is like $22
Every day,
down
bro.
there. Well, it's there and back, right? So if you go through it and then when you come back, you got to pay the
Dude, it's
$22 again.
crazy.
You
It's
forgot to
There's
mention
actually restaurants. There's restaurants now that are actually offering discounts
Yeah.
to dine in because of the pricing, which is you're killing small business.
Well, the
Yeah.
problem is somebody, and then play devil's advocate on that, Tony. Somebody was like, so you could give the $9 discounts now, but before you're going to give those discounts.
Exactly. But I also saw the thing about the fire department saying that their own employees now don't want to drive in their own vehicles, even though they use their vehicles to carry equipment to and from certain sites. And which I can see because you can't give everyone discounts or be excluded from the pricing, but that just hurts New York
I
in
don't
general.
understand how first responders and actual businesses that work in that area should just automatically be 100% waived from that pricing. A cop driving to a different district down there should not have to pay $9 to like go drop off whatever evidence into a district
Yep.
down there.
yeah, the cop's not paying for it.
If he's driving his own car, he's going to get a bill.
You're gonna act like that cop ain't giving receipts.
Yeah, I think he probably just turns it in and be like, take care
Yeah,
of this.
but that should have already been handled.
They're a union, bro. They ain't paying for that. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be
that
shocked
should
if
have
it's a
already been
company
handled.
card.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but that should have already been handled beforehand because they are going to get those bills in the mail until I know they're trying to say something's trying to work out with that, but I don't understand, like Tony said, how firefighters and stuff are gonna like they don't even want to drive down there because they don't want to just deal with the bill issue. Just think if you took the George Washington and then had to drive in there, you're gonna get hit with like a $14 George Washington toll, then a $9 congestion toll, and then when you leave again, it's still the double. So you're spending $50 to drive into
But
Manhattan
what
and
is it
back.
all? What is it for, though? What is it going to benefit besides greasing someone's pockets?
Nothing. You're not going to see that money go to anything.
I know we're talking about New York, but those wildfires. Did you see that California took Mexico's help from their fire department to come help instead of New
Well,
York?
Did you see what is it, Oregon? I think it was Oregon. They sent 22 fire trucks to help the fires, and they got stopped at the California border because they didn't have the right smog certification on their
Oh
fire
my
trucks. So they had to
gosh.
get certified. They had to get certified their fire trucks before they could go into California to help those
That's
fires.
ridiculous.
Then they wonder why everyone's leaving.
California's setting their own fires on purpose.
No, they
Did
already.
you see that about 6 months before all these fires, that a bunch of homeowners insurance for fire all got canceled?
It was like in October, a bunch of them too, like
Thousands.
30,000. And now
Think about
the
it. Olympics 2028. They don't got the room for it. Just gonna throw that out there.
Hey, at least now they have room for the Olympics. So,
Just said.
They
Everyone was
saying
saying
that
everyone was saying the Rams game because it got moved to State Farm Stadium. It's like it's awkward. The same stadium that's canceling all the policies is hosting the game.
Well, what are they saying right now? It's projected what, a 30 to 50 billion dollar loss so far in those
Oh,
areas.
oh no, Brad Pitt lost his 4th vacation home. That's what bothers me the most, though, and I feel bad for them. No, I mean I don't, but like, show like the only news I see is like, oh, these 6 celebrities just lost their home, and it's like, what about like the guy that works 2 jobs or like
the animals that are now fleeing from the forest and the woods and everything, trying to go to safety. No one's even talking about.
it's like the opening scene of Bambi. They're just scattering.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the problem is, and I could care less about the homes themselves, but like when you have an insurance policy and they pay into it for 20, 30 years, and then eventually they're just like, even though you have an active policy, they're like, nah, we're not going to cover this anymore. And it's kind of like a dirtbag-ish. Like I could
Why
care
is
less
it not
about the
getting?
fine
I might have missed it, but like, why isn't it getting covered?
because California, which again, it's another California thing, they pretty much put limits on how much insurance providers can change rates or like the percentages up. So these insurers were like, we cannot make, if there was a catastrophic event like a wildfire, which California has, we won't have enough money because we can't charge enough. So that's why they canceled them. And then California, in response, they made their own insurance to cover people just for like it was for catastrophic events only. But now they're saying, which 70% of the houses I think destroyed are a part of that, or 67%. But now they might not have enough money to cover these damages. So is the federal government going to have to foot the bill? And if the federal government forces,
You know what they'll do? They're just gonna send out these FEMA checks to everyone, then consider it a loan, and they're gonna have to pay it back.
$700 FEMA checks.
so, well, they was from what I heard too is I guess the federal government can have pretty much force all insurances to help pay this bill, but then that would just people in like our situations that don't have like wildfires in New England for the most part, our insurances might go up because um, all insurances are going to have to help fix this problem,
Yeah, fuck that.
which again, Massachusetts, we're already at a higher tax state to begin with.
So
Would you fight it, Chris?
Fuck. Huh?
You could fight taxes, right? You could fight your property taxes and insurance rates, I think.
you could just like not
Yeah,
pay your
well,
taxes.
Yeah,
then you can-
but then
All
someone
right,
comes
all
and
right,
then
relax, Wesley Snipes over here.
You
yeah,
could
but
just
then
like
somebody can just buy your taxes online and then
yeah, they
own
could
you.
just buy
Basically.
your tax lien and then own your
Crazy.
house after like 5 years in Massachusetts if you don't pay them back plus
crazy.
interest.
I'm just gonna stop doing that. I'm just gonna stop buying people's tax liens and see what happens.
Well, they got a time frame to pay you back, right? Is that how that works?
Most
5 years.
states are 3 or 5 years that they have to pay you back. But like say for instance you don't pay your taxes, right? So like I buy your 2024, 2025, 2026 taxes. You might pay off your 2024 ones to me, but you still have to pay back the 25 and 26 within the same time frame. So if you don't or you forget and you think you did, you could just take someone's house and then you don't have a mortgage on it.
I feel like we just found our next venture, the Jack tax liens.
I feel like that's a crazy loophole, dude. But it's like so immoral. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
I've
Chris
heard
doesn't have
some crazy
morals. So...
stories. Yeah, my morals went out the window. I heard a crazy story. One time this dude paid like $5,000 for somebody's tax lien or something stupid, bro. And the homeowner was like an old guy that just had no idea. And then after like 5 years, the dude was like, "This is my house."
That's wild.
The problem is too. The crazy part is you can call like whatever, like if you have a sheriff, right? Or you call like your police department and you'll be like, yeah, his tax lien, whatever's, it's been 5 years, hasn't paid me. I'm taking possession of his house. They just pull up with you and knock on their door and evict them.
That's crazy.
So it's like,
Evicting someone out of their home from like World War II. Sorry, man. Gotta go.
and then you have
Don't you pay taxes this year?
It's actually built into my escrow, so it's all handled
Yeah.
every quarter.
Darn.
I mean, mostly, I think all of us probably have escrow. I don't think you can get out of escrow most cases unless you have 50% the loan paid off.
Not
And you have
even
to call
close.
up. Yeah. I know a lot of insurances start at like, not insurances, but mortgage brokers or wherever you have your mortgage, they start at like 50% or less to cancel your escrow and do it yourself. Because they figured if you don't pay it, they'll just take your house and they got 50% equity anyways to sell it.
So, I just completely random. Chris, you still going to the movies every week?
I took a little hiatus now that I've been back to working 2 jobs, but I do. There's a couple
I
that
was
I've missed out on.
expecting a Den of Thieves 2 review.
I know. I actually.
Chris, I think
Yeah.
I got to check after this, but I think my other Chris downloaded that on the server, so
Yeah,
we
that's
might have
wild. That's wild.
it. Chris, Anna
My
texted
other-
him, so I think it's done.
My other Chris. That's
That's wild.
So we have one of Anna's
Plex
server?
workers. Yeah, he has a Plex server and he just downloads all the movies.
I remember those days.
So I have a bunch over there. We have the app, like our TV in the living room has like you can download the Plex server app. I actually I saw, I think it was last week or the week before, Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and then Mufasa back to back.
Mufasa was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, until you started hearing them sing "Brother, Brother."
I like that. That's on my Apple Music. I listened to it with Amelia today coming back from softball.
I don't think though. Let me just check. I don't like Chris. Did you see that Timothy Chalamet movie? I forgot what it's called.
Yo,
Bob Dylan
Alfredo
one.
Zamora owes $482,000 in delinquent taxes.
Who?
Who?
Some dude in New Bedford.
That dude's
yeah.
looking at tax liens.
You have to go to like the South to get like really like you can't around here get.
Just go to Michigan. You'll be good.
Jesus.
To me, there's not too much in the movie theaters. Like I'm a big movie person too, but I've seen like half the movies that are in the theaters right now.
Mufasa's probably the last one I watched. I don't remember the last one before
I've
that.
seen,
I
like,
did
the past-
finish.
Yo, where's world famous pizza and subs?
It's on
That's
Cushion
on
and Ave.
Cushion and Ave at the end towards like the Golden
No.
Gate.
$187,000
How much?
taxes.
How much taxes?
187,967.
I ordered from there once. It was just garbage.
I saw Gladiator 2, Moana 2, Wicked,
You know,
Sonic
how's
3,
that?
Mufasa.
It's an adult day healthcare that gets paid by the state owe $80,000 in taxes.
How do you owe
So-
180 as a pizza joint? Like,
Dighton Care and Rehabilitation, $25,000.
Well, you probably you gotta remember too. You gotta remember too that they're getting hit with commercial taxes and not like residential, which is way more.
well, they
like triple-
charge $20 for a sub, bro. Like,
Yeah, the place is terrible.
yeah, it's not great.
I-
Either.
Fun fact. When Sarah was pregnant with Amelia, I was doing double duty. I was doing my full-time job and I was leaving and I was working at Sarducci's downtown. I don't know if you guys remember Sarducci's, but they were open till 3, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I will never forget. I was just delivery driver, like a couple days here and there. It was all cash on the table, obviously. And I stopped showing up once the other driver spit on someone's French fries. I saw that. I was like, this is absolutely disgusting. And then the one time I ordered from that World Famous, it was that same delivery, dude. I was like, never again. Never again.
That's disgusting, bro.
That's gross. You know, you just got bad karma the rest of your life if you're like messing with someone's food.
Yeah, like, dude. And I saw him do it, and then I didn't know. I had picked up the phone call 10 minutes later, after he delivered those French fries to the dude, and dude was just wild and on the phone. I was
My
like,
bad,
ooh,
bro.
like
Wouldn't you though? Like that's gross.
I would
I'd be
too.
wild, bro. I'd be showing up at the place.
Crispy throwing hands.
I did
Oh.
watch Man on the Inside on Netflix with Ted Danson. One season. He infiltrates a retirement home. It's a comedy. It's from the
Oh,
guy
I
who
saw
made.
that. Saw the whole thing.
So it's from the same. Yeah, so it was real. It was really good. From the same guy who made
Creator of
Brooklyn
the-
Nine-Nine,
creator of
Parks and
the
Rec,
Good
and
Place.
Good Place.
Yeah, creator of the Good Place.
Yeah, it was really good. I really liked Ted Danson.
Um, when the daughter's like, "Dad, I told you to find like something you enjoyed," and he's like, "Honey, I can be really good at this." They try to kill him.
I honestly, I really enjoyed it. I finished that. I'm almost done with Squid Game season 2, and then I'm on season 2 of Reacher, which is so good. I've been trying to get
I'm
Chris to watch
still-
it.
I know this
Landman's
show's
best
been
show
out
out there.
20 years ago. Probably no, it's like 15 years. But I'm trying to get through Dexter right now.
I heard Dexter was good,
Yeah,
but it's kind of like Game of Thrones. The ending's like so whack.
No, so that's what I heard, but then they've done 2 separate sequels.
They have like, what is it, like New Blood or something like that? It was weird. Like
Yeah, like it's like New Blood and Original Sin and a whole bunch. I really want to watch Dexter because I'm on first season of that, but it's so dark that like you watch like 3 episodes and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't watch anymore. I'm going to turn into a serial killer. You know what I mean?
Original Sin though was when he was like a teenager with his dad. That like,
Mhm.
long story, I guess, not to ruin anything, David, because you get in like the first 2 episodes, but he's adopted and his dad is like a big cop in like Miami, like where they live. But his dad knows, like, he just knows he's gonna be a serial killer, just how he acts with like animals and stuff. So he tries to like teach him how to like hone it and like not go off the deep end.
Almost he gives him like a moral code of a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like don't kill innocent people.
Yeah, only people that deserve it and stuff like that. But I guess Original Sin is like
Fucking Dad of the Year over there. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
until he kills the guy. Until he kills the guy that knows the secret.
Any Trump 2025 predictions? Anything big that you think is going to come from him?
He gets assassinated.
I don't have any.
This is the beginning of the year, so we can recap.
I don't have any predictions, but all the crazy statements coming out before he even was in office, like Gulf of America, Greenland, just everything. He's just like, I want everything. It's just crazy to me, and like it's gonna be wild.
I think he gets assassinated.
I think there's attempts.
That's
I think there's
You think
attempts.
there's a-
Honest. I think there's honest to God attempts.
No, seriously.
I mean, they already have. He got shot at once.
But he's good for my crypto.
The left can't shoot, thank God, but whatever.
You think we're
The
gonna have a
meme of
big?
Hillary Clinton. The meme of Hillary Clinton walking by the kitchen. Did we get him?
I did. I did like the. And it's crazy to say that I liked it, but at Jimmy Carter's funeral, the clip of just Bush walking by Obama, just like they're boys. You're like, hey, what's up, buddy? And like the taps him in the stomach.
Yeah.
And then didn't Trump had a press conference the next day, and they were like, "You and Barack were getting talking a lot." He's like, "Yeah, you could say we're friends. We're
I know we just missed Penla's favorite holiday.
January 6th.
Oh,
Yeah.
the verification thing.
I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to be a good friend today. I've been listening while I was working. I was listening to Sirius XM radio, and they keep promoting like buytrumpwatches.com. It's like his inaugurational watch. I was like, I should buy him one, bro. These shits are going for like $1,000 a pop.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I tried. Long story short, Chris, we would have had Penla here this week instead of, I guess, David's camera would have been off. And I was like, oh, I was texting, just some people for eventually some guests and stuff, other people here. Well, yeah, we had different scenes set up in OBS, but right now the max is 4, how we have it. And I was like, Penla, you're gonna need like an actual mic and like camera. And he goes, I got an iPhone.
No,
And I'm
All
like,
right, listen, don't sleep on the iPhone. He probably got the new one too.
the
yeah, but
iPhone works.
the problem is though we have what is it, the
Oh,
weird
you put it on your
Oh,
camera.
we tried it. We tried it.
yeah, we
I
tried with
forgot.
the phone and you get like weird bordering and stuff on like OSB or OBS with the phone compared to like a webcam. So maybe we'll try to fix that for him, but
I think
maybe
if
one
you
of
guys keep doing just a thought. I think if you guys keep doing this, you should green screen behind you because I don't think the blurred background looks good. Just in my opinion.
I actually wanted custom backgrounds.
Tony's like, hey, can you hook me up with a background? I'm like, yeah, send me a picture. And just never sent me a picture.
this is
This should have been
just
super.
the reincarnation from May of 2024. So
I mean, to be honest, I'm blurred because my living room is a disaster.
That's what I mean. Like it like I just
Chris, you're a
you could
reoccurring. You're a reoccurring.
I don't know. We'll see. Sunday's
Yeah,
a spark day for me.
Can we do a green screen on your back monitor though, and then run like advertisements in the background?
My bad. I just watched Mike Evans just get fucking bear hugged.
Tampa Bay gonna lose though?
I hope not. I haven't been Survivor. I haven't playoff Survivor, and I guessed right. It took Houston. You had to pick one team every day.
What did like 90 people lose? 90% of the people lose on the Chargers game?
I know
60%
where
did. Yeah.
Just on that one game, huh? Crazy.
Chris, do you think we're gonna have a big January, February crypto run when Trump gets inaugurated?
I
What's your
think
predictions on that for the year?
I think you'll get a good run early January. It'll fizzle out, settle, and then I think you'll just see a steady Mike Evans touchdown.
I mean,
I think you'll see a steady climb. I think you'll see a steady climb. Christmas time next year, Thanksgiving, Christmas time.
it's already back to what
I
it
don't.
was. It's like 260 right now.
People expect January 20th XRP and Bitcoin and all that to go fucking bananas. You need it to go down before it goes up. So I think
you need consolidation, and then
we had it was a good little run over the weekend, but I think you could get to like $4 by the summertime, maybe late spring, maybe $6 by Thanksgiving, which still
I guess
isn't
for
bad.
everybody wanting $4 for XRP.
Yeah, I can see Bitcoin being like 115 by November, but we'll see what Trump does.
A lot of people are crazy. They think Bitcoin's going to top out at, I think, this run at 150.
It's not. How's that crazy? Because like,
well, if you look at like the multiples, you would think like Bitcoin might go to 250.
I can't wait for the Bitcoin rug pull. Man, can you imagine?
I think they would have done it. It's at 100K. I think they would have rug pulled already, dude.
It keeps fighting 100K though. I feel like it bounces between 95 and 105.
That's healthy.
Yeah, that's
dude.
every crypto.
That's healthy, dude. That's health.
It's like XRP went down to like 220, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
oh my,
XRP hit like $2 again, like recently. Now it's all the way back 60 cents up.
I guess my one wild prediction: XRP will flip Ethereum in market cap in the next 12 months.
Yeah, there's every analyst on TikTok. That's not wild. That's everybody. You scrolled on TikTok today. Congratulations. Everybody's saying that.
They would have to 3x. I think they would have to 3x, but that means Ethereum.
How far are they behind right
now? It's a 3x. I think Ethereum's right around 450 billion cap,
from
and
market
XRP's
cap?
market cap, and XRP's like 150 billion.
Yeah, but what's going to help XRP is all the international, and then it also like America's,
their stable coin too.
Yeah. No, I same thing. Take your profits, but I wouldn't be. Everybody's saying XRP to $100, XRP to that. Yeah, maybe I think the next bull run, like 2030 on all that, but you just gotta put it in the wallet and don't look at it, and then until you get the Jeff text.
Jeff lets me know every time. He's like,
"You gotta get the updated."
You look at your wallet today. I'm like, no. That's how I know something happened.
I don't look at it.
I remember there was one time, I forgot when there was that
When we were at the
crazy run.
Patriots game, it went crazy.
It was like I had like a 3 or 4K run on that day. Just ba, 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 and I'm like, what is going on? But okay. Any closing thoughts? Tony? Any
Eagles
last wild any last wild prediction on anything?
Eagles don't make it out of the next game.
Damn.
Chris?
What time the Patriots play this weekend?
Damn.
We just hired a nice coach, so I'm happy. So can't take away my
What makes
happiness right now.
what makes him a nice coach?
Coach of the year,
Who's
I'm
he?
pretty
What's he
sure
with?
my
playoff team with mediocre quarterback. They were
I'm pretty sure in my
disappointed.
car the other day you said he wasn't shit.
Wow.
No,
The truth comes out.
You said once the receivers left, he wasn't shit. Your words, not mine.
Absolutely not. Stop it.
What you said. What has he done? He's a white Mike Tomlin. He wins. You're gonna go 9-8. What do you think they're gonna do next year with that roster? 6-11, 7-10 at best.
You're gonna add Travis Hunter to it. First of all,
You
There's
don't
nothing.
take Travis Hunter. You don't take Travis Hunter at the 4.
You need to go get the dude from Penn State or the tackle from LSU.
I think it's going to be the tackle, honestly. But Vrabel's teams, like he overachieves with the Titans.
They played in the worst division.
He still
Overachieved.
Titans.
In a
What do you
division.
overachieve in the NFC and the AFC East right now? What is that?
South,
Second
where you
place?
needed to win 8 games for the division. You act like he was winning 12
Probably
games.
miles. He's miles better than Gerard Mayo. Let's be real. Mayo was over his head.
He didn't
He
have
was
a
not ready
chance.
for it.
Gave him
He didn't have
a
a
year.
chance.
He was ready for it.
He had the same roster as Bill
He
Belichick.
didn't even
had the
have
same
his.
record.
He didn't even have his own coordinators. Elliot Wolf had to go get him. I don't know if you saw that report, which is crazy for a head coach.
Hey, I think they did him dirty, but it's just a shitty organization. That's all.
Crazy coming from an Eagles fan.
Hey, we won today. Did you guys win today?
How many Super Bowls?
Oh, we're gonna do that.
Damn. I'll bring out the
Hey.
VCR, Chris. Don't worry.
I'm just saying, y'all gonna go. I'm still gonna bet you're under for wins next year because the line will be 6.5 and it'll be 6. I don't even want to hear Jeff. Jeff thought you guys were gonna win 11 games this year.
We should have won 11.
No.
If we had a competent coach.
No, you have no talent on that roster. Your best player is like Antonio Gibson. All right. And I know I'm joking. He's not your best player, but like that's how bad. Like he probably cracks the top 10 for talent on that team. And like I wish I was making that up. Like if Matthew Slater came out of retirement, he probably would have been your number 2 wide receiver this year.
Real question though. This is the last thing I got. Hunter, does he play both ways in the NFL?
No, he
No.
plays.
He's
as
a
corner.
gadget player.
He's
He's gonna-
90% corner, and he'll play a couple plays every game as wide receiver.
He's gonna be like Devin Hester. He's gonna play corner and then return stuff or run motion sweeps. Or I'm not saying he won't, but you can't. His body won't make it.
But I think he's a solid value for a team. Just what he can do.
I think he should be a top 3 overall pick. I just don't think the Patriots. I don't think you need to go there right now. You can go get wide receiver. It's easier to get wide receivers in free agency than it is to go get like stud tackles. Like
get T.
I'll give you
Higgins.
that. The Chargers got eliminated, but Joe Alt was their rookie pick last year, and he was nasty all year. But you're not gonna hear Joe Alt's name. You know what I mean? Like Joe Alt's not selling fucking.
It's the same thing with the Texans. Jeremy Tunsil. It's just
Yeah.
he's been in that position and he's an all Pro Bowl all year, every year since he's been there.
They were just talking about Lane Johnson for the Eagles this year. He had the holding call because he fell.
He got
But
hold.
he fell, and they were like, he hasn't given up. Like to not give up a sack all year is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. But all right, Jeff.
Let's call it. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tony.
Vikings 23, Rams 20.
That's
That's my
the call
soul.
for tonight.
That's my soul.
Feeling the Blue Jack podcast. We make the rules. We